Break the board sports. Here we go. NHL hockey. Rough Monday for us. We closed with the Minnesota Wild winning, but the Canucks let us down. The Maple Leafs crawl back into it, give up the goal, ruins our parlays there. And then the Ottawa Senators let us down. Click that like, hit subscribe as we give you picks and we give you betting angles and trends to help you become a better handicapper. Edmonton Oilers on the road. They've had a couple days off here on the road to the Rangers, who fell to the Capitals Sunday night. Oilers laying $1.35 plus 114 on the comeback for the New York Rangers. 65% of bets and money going to the Oilers, 35% of bets and money evenly going to the New York Rangers. Now that over-under is 5.5, and the over is getting pounded. 81% of bets, 87% of the money in this one going to the over. Now, the Oilers have won 7 of the last 10 matchups between these two teams. They've really had the better of the New York Rangers in this series between the two. Edmonton, though, they're just 2-5 straight up their last 7. I'd said 7 of the last 10. It's actually 9 of the last 12. Edmonton has taken the Rangers. Edmonton's been really good on the road. They've actually been better on the road than at home. 7-3 their last 10 road games. Rangers 4-2 straight up their last 6. But they're just 1-4 straight up at Madison Square Garden. They have not played well in the Garden. The over between these two teams has cashed 6 of the last 9 games between the two teams. Now, last 10 games as a home team, again, the Rangers 3-7. They've lost 5 straight at home. Pretty astonishing to think about. When you lose 5 straight at home, usually people like the San Jose Sharks are the only ones that do that. Straight up, when they're favored, the Oilers 7-3. As a dog, the Rangers are just 3-7. As a home dog, they're just 3-7 their last 10. So they've really struggled there. And as a home underdog, again, 7 unders, 2 overs, and 1 push are the Rangers in their last 10. Today, going to have official play. Going to take the Edmonton Oilers minus $1.35. I like the spot. They had a couple days off there, did the Oilers. They had that heartbreaking loss rather to Calgary in the shootout. But I like them to bounce back in this spot. Go ahead and give me the Edmonton Oilers on the road against the New York Rangers. Next game on the board, going to be the Seattle Kraken visiting the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens laying $1.55 at home. The comeback plus 130 for the Seattle Kraken. Now, 65% of bets and 71% of the money going to the Montreal Canadiens. Now that over-under set at 5.5 on that. Now, the Kraken, they're only getting 35% of tickets and 29% of the money. 76% of bets, 85% of the handle is going to the over 5.5. So a lot of love for the over 5.5 in this one. When I look at some trends for this game, again, kind of help see which side you want to take in it tonight. Seattle 6-3 straight up its last 9, but they're 6-12 straight up their last 18 against Atlantic Division opponents. Montreal, they're 4-8 straight up their last 12, but that's got the road factored in. When the Montreal Canadiens are at home, they're a totally different hockey team. They play much better hockey at home. They're 11-3 straight up their last 14 games. So good stat there for the Canadiens. If you look back at the previous matchups between these two teams, the Kraken hold a 5-3 edge. Now, they played twice last year. The Kraken swept them 8-2 and then a 5-4 win in overtime in that one. Both of these teams 6-4 their last 10 games overall. Now, Montreal, when they're a favorite at home, 7-3 over the last 10. Kraken, when they're a dog on the road, 3-7 their last 10. I'm going to go ahead and put a play today on the Montreal Canadiens. Actually, you can find it as low as $1.47 at Caesars. So we'll take the Canadiens laying the wood at home. We'll take the Oilers laying the wood on the road. Next matchup, Nashville Predators and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, the Maple Leafs really did us an injustice yesterday. They're laying $1.80, $1.85 at DraftKings, $1.78 at FanDuel. So it's actually a better price at FanDuel. I like that price. against the Nashville Predators. Predators pulled off an upset yesterday. That over-under is 6.5. Now, the splits on this one, 80% of money and 68% of the handle going to the Maple Leafs. So a lot of Maple Leafs love. I'm going to hop on there on the Maple Leafs too. Minus $1.74 at FanDuel, and I'm going to do it for a double unit play. I love Toronto in this spot to bounce back after that win, or after that loss against the Red Wings, rather. Again, all overs. You're going to see us in hockey a lot. Overs is what people are going to run to the win and bet. The over-under for the Kraken and Canadians is 5.5, 76%, 85% of the money to the Kraken, 24% of tickets, 15% of the handle going to the under in this matchup. Again, when I look at this, I just think the Toronto Maple Leafs last year against the Nashville Predators, they played twice. Maple Leafs took the one in Toronto 3-2. Nashville took a 5-2 win in Nashville. When you look at the splits for this matchup today, you got there we go. Sorry, got a little tripped up there. Apologies. Last 10 games, Maple Leafs have struggled. They're 3-7 at home, but the Predators are 3-7 on the road. As a road dog, the Predators are 3-7. I just like the Maple Leafs to get back on track here. I think it's a good spot for them. I'm going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs again. Like I said, double unit tonight in this matchup. You also got the Tampa Bay Lightning at the Washington Capitals. Now, the Capitals beat the Rangers on Sunday night. They had yesterday off for Colombo Day yesterday. And right now, the Capitals are the betting favorite, minus $1.15. Minus 105 are the Lightning, so they're getting you on juice both ways there. You're over under 5.5. The overs juiced minus 130 at FanDuel, plus 106 to the under in that one. Now, 53% of tickets and 66% of the handle going to the Capitals, 47% of bets and 34% of the handle going to the Tampa Bay Lightning in this one. As far as your breakdown for this game between these two teams, you got the Tampa Bay Lightning matched up against Washington. Over their last 10 matchups, they're evenly split 5-5. Last year, they played 3 times. Tampa Bay took 2 of the 3 sets against the Washington Capitals. Over the last 10 games, Tampa Bay 7-3. They've cashed 5 straight overs. There have the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, as a home team, the Capitals, they're 9-1 to the under in their last 10 games at home. Pretty phenomenal streak there. And again, that over-under is set at 5.5. There's actually a couple, if you look, there's a 6 at Caesars, 5.5 at DraftKings too. So the under 5.5, only getting 20% of bets and 19% of the handle. I would definitely look to the under, but I'm going to have a single unit play on the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. I like the Lightning at the Capitals. Again, I think the Capitals are on a little bit of a downslide this year, so I'll go ahead and grab it with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Vegas Golden Knights at the Calgary Flames. Knights laying $1.70 on the road, plus 142 on the comeback for the Flames. 79% of bets and 93% of the handle to the Knights. 21% of tickets and only 7% of the money going to the Calgary Flames. Again, Vegas always gets a lot of love. So the books are going to need Calgary tonight. The over-under 5.5. And again, same story as all the rest of the hockey. 76% of tickets, 80% of the bets going to that over 5.5. If you like the Knights, you can actually find a little lower, minus $1.72 at FanDuel right now. For Vegas in this one, they're 10-5 straight up their last 15 on the road. Calgary 5-2 straight up their last 7. They had that amazing overtime shootout win against the Edmonton Oilers a couple nights ago. Now, Vegas just 2-6 their last 8 versus Western Conference opponents. When these two teams have met up head-to-head in Calgary, the under has cashed 5 of the last 6 in the series. However, the over has cashed 8 straight games for the Calgary Flames. Again, if you can find a 6, I like the under tonight. and that's going to be an official play. Going to take the under 6 in the Calgary Flame Vegas Golden Knights game. 2 more on the board tonight. Carolina Hurricanes at the San Jose Sharks. Hurricanes laying 290 plus 235 on the comeback for the Sharks. 90% of bets, 78% of the handle is on the Hurricanes. 10% of bets, 22% of handle on the Sharks. That over-under set at 6.5. 71% of tickets, 59% of the handle to the under. We finally got some under love going in this one. Now, as far as some information, Sharks have lost 7 straight at home, and they've lost 10 straight games overall. Carolina, 7 straight wins against the San Jose Sharks. And when these two teams have played head-to-head in San Jose, the over has cashed 11 of the last 15. Hurricanes are just too much here for the Sharks. Now, here's the thing I always tell you, puck line is kind of a sucker bet, and I can't lay 290, but I do like him. We'll type it in right now so you can kind of get some real-time look in it. I do like taking the Carolina Hurricanes at FanDuel, minus 285. Maple Leafs just jumped up to 180. But you can take a Hurricanes Leafs money line parlay plus 109. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set that up too for tonight for that play. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. We'll go through all the plays here for today at the end. But one more. Pittsburgh Penguins at the Anaheim Ducks. Ducks laying $1.46. Penguins plus 122. The over-under is set at 6.5. 59% of tickets, 71% of the handle on the Penguins. 41% of tickets, 29% of the handle going to the Anaheim Ducks in this one. As far as some trends to help you with your handicap in Pittsburgh, 5-2 straight up their last 7. 6-2 against the Ducks. They've really dominated them. But the Ducks have been good at home over their last 7. They're 5-2. But when they're playing Pittsburgh at home, remember, 2-4 against that. Pittsburgh has been good against the Ducks. They've been good on the road against the Ducks. But they're just 4-9 straight up their last 13 overall on the road. So Pittsburgh has struggled there to a degree. When you look in, just a couple other trends for you over the last 10 matchups, for both the Penguins and the Ducks. Penguins, 7 of the last 10 they've won. Ducks have split their last 10, but their last 10 at home, the Ducks, we talked about that, 7-10 or 7-3 over their last 10. But check this out. The Ducks are 8-2 straight up. Their last 10 games as a favorite. So when they're in the favorite role, which isn't very often, 8-2. So a lot of people may lean Penguins. But the Ducks and the Penguins have had it over the Ducks, but the Ducks have actually been good as of late, as to where Pittsburgh's more of a rebuild team. Be interesting to see where the line falls between these two teams when it's all said and done tonight. Again, click that like, hit subscribe, breaktheboardsports.com, where we help you become a better handicapper. One more game I skipped over, want to get into. Minnesota Wild, who got us a win yesterday at the Dallas Stars. Dallas laying $1.90 plus 160 on the comeback for the Wild. 86% of tickets, 87% of handle on the Dallas Stars. Only 14% of bets and 13% of handle goes to the Minnesota Wild. They're getting absolutely dwarfed. Now that over under 5.5, and again, like most of these games, 74% of bets, 90% of the handle going to the over in this one. A couple trends for you. Head-to-head, Dallas has won 8 of the last 10 matchups. So 8-2 is Dallas against Minnesota over the last 10. The Wild have really struggled on the road, 3-8 straight up. But Dallas, 7-2 at home, but 2-4 overall their last 6. Head-to-head, the under has cashed 5 of the last 6 games between these two teams here tonight. So nothing there for me, but let's run down through our plays here again. Click that like, hit subscribe. We're going to take the Carolina Hurricanes and Tampa Bay or Toronto Maple Leafs 2-team money line parlay plus 109 for a single unit play. We're going to take the under 6 goals minus $1.40 in the Vegas Night Calgary Flame game. We're going to take the Montreal Canadiens minus $1.52 single unit play. We're going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning minus 105 for a single unit play. We're going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs minus $1.74 for a double unit play. Again, a lot riding on Toronto tonight, but I like them. We're going to take the Edmonton Oilers minus $1.37. Those are going to be our plays. Check out our MLB show today for Game 2 of the NLCS. We also got the college football show out, Break the Board Sports. You can handicap your own games. You don't need to pay somebody, but if you just want picks, go to breaktheboardsports.com. You can get all of our picks, $1.37 a day for the calendar year. God bless and happy handicapping.